know, Don and I talked about you guys coming to this meeting. I was all for it. A couple of welcomes before we get this thing kicked off. I think everybody's. I see the mayor way in the back. City of McHenry Mayor Sue Lau is here in the back. You always have to have at least one politician at a meeting. The guests for today, of course, the 5th grade class at Alden Hebron School, and Colleen was Colleen. She left? Does she do that?
You're not a very good speaker and people get bored.
Yeah. You've already identified the troublemaker, Mr. Jarvis. Don Reinbold is here today, and I wrote on my card, it's about time. Where's Don? Oh, you're in the back too, huh? Don was transplanted how many years ago?
In September it will be 18.
18 years. Wow. He is definitely a survivor. To the kids in the room, there's about 20-some transplant recipients in here. As caregivers, people have lost a loved one due to liver, kidney, whatever disease.
Hey, Rich, have the transplant recipients raise their hands.
We can do that.
Okay.
Dr. Hain is the retired school superintendent, so you can see he leads the classroom very well. Everybody has received an organ. Everybody, that's it? Okay. Most of them are livers, I believe, a couple of kidneys, maybe. But you've got a good audience today. I think these are the right people you want to reach. So without further ado, we're going to go around the room and have those who have received organs identify themselves, introduce themselves, what organ, the date of their transplant, and if we could today, also mention the disease or affliction, I'd like to call it, that we suffered from before we were transplanted. I am Rich Barkley. I was transplanted in November of 2011. It was a live donor. My daughter was my donor. I had primary sclerosing cholangitis, or PSC. This was a Walter Payton's disease. I don't know if you guys remember Walter Payton. The older guys, the older people. I was transplanted at Northwestern Memorial Hospital. Fantastic group of transplant professionals. Who are you going to start with?
Okay, I'm Jim Wolford. Hi. I'm from Woodstock, and I received a liver transplant 2009, about 4.5 years ago, at Northwestern in Chicago. And things were going really great, but the transplant medication that I have to take, most of us that have had transplanted organs have to take anti-rejection medication for the rest of our lives. Well, that medication, and I'm a diabetic, they both worked against my kidneys, unfortunately. So now I'm on kidney dialysis and awaiting, hopefully, a kidney transplant to keep my health.
Thank you. Shut back up here. Kathy. I know you're not a recipient.
Right. I'm waiting for a liver. I'm on the list for a liver. And I have hepatitis. So I want all you kids to realize whatever you do at a young age, it may not affect you then, but it will catch up with you eventually. So play smart. Have fun, but play smart. And I don't know when I'll get shot, but I'm fine now.
Carol Kurbianka, I had a liver transplant at Northwestern Hospital Christmas Day 2007. I had primary biliary cirrhosis, the malfunction of the immune system, which my body gave back to my new liver, but I'm doing well.
Bob Jarvis, I live in Bristol Lake. I had a kidney pancreas transplant in 2001, 14 years ago, this October. I'm doing great. I take transplant medicine, and
according to my wife, I'm too fat, but the doctor said okay. But the one other important thing is, I'm probably the only male here that is in this group that has been inside your school when I work in Hebron. I work at the shutter plant in Hebron. So I go by the school every day and I go real slow because that cop was at the end there.
I'm David Johnson. I had a liver transplant in July of 2003 at Northwestern University. And I had a weak liver that developed cirrhosis about 2000. Had the transplant about a year later.
Steve Melvin from Island Lake. I had a liver transplant in 2008. I had hepatitis C from surgery when I was in the military. I had blood transfusion. That's it.
I live in Henry. I have my transplant 8 years here on May 27th. And I went up to the University of Wisconsin thanks to Donna Fresh. And I have been doing fine since. What I had was autoimmune chronic hepatitis. My body was attacking my liver, and they don't even know why. But I'm fine now, for the most part. Glad to be here today. I'm a little proud.
Okay, I'm Paul Hain, and I have the same disease that Rich Barkley and Don Reinhold. We have primary sclerosing cholangitis, known to be Walter Payton's disease. It's a disease that I have from birth. I was diagnosed with it in 2000. I had a transplant in 2012. My donor was a live donor, and she is doing fine, and I am doing fine as well.
I'm Don Kinsella from McKinley. My wife died waiting for a liver donor, and she had the ravages of hepatitis C.
My name is Donna Fresh, and I live in McHenry, and I also had a liver transplant on June 8th of 2005. My disease was autoimmune disease, primary biliary cirrhosis, and I'm happy to say that I'm doing wonderful. I do know my donor. His name is Dustin Rosmanowski, and I'm very close with his family, and he's my hero.
And there's a street in McHenry named after Donna and Don.
And I'm Don Reinhold. My transplant was September 6th of 1996, and I've been healthy as a horse ever since.
Who did I miss? Anybody? That's it? Okay, kids want to get ready to do their presentation. We'll move their tables out of the way. Colleen, can you kind of introduce this?
You bet.
How this all happened?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it. Help yourself to juice, coffee, cookies, brownies.
Yes, please do. You're not going to use carpet,
Okay, you're all set. Floor is yours.
This one?
Oh, nice.
Perfect.
My name is Colleen Giles. And I'm Holly Lattis. And we are from Alden Hebron Elementary School. It's a kindergarten through 5th grade building. And each school year, we participate, Ms. Lattis and I, in service learning projects. And this year, each year we do about 6 service learning projects with 3rd through 5th grade students. And some years they just take off, and this completely has taken off. We started by giving them a statistic on one of the very first days of school, and we kind of just sat in a circle and we passed around the statistic and we kind of read it, and we asked the students what they thought the statistic meant to them, and they were floored by the statistic. Does anyone remember what the statistic was? No?
There's enough people on the waiting list to fill professional football season.
Okay, so she said that the statistic we gave the students was that there's enough recipients, people waiting for an organ to fill a stadium twice over. We got that statistic from organdonor.gov, and that led to just a round group discussion and completely spiraled from there. The students became passionate about doing something about this issue.
They did a lot of research. They became dedicated to wanting to do something about the statistic. They were determined to bring the statistic down as fast as they could.
This project was completely student-driven, as all of our service learning projects are in our school district. So I'm going to just pass it over, is that okay, Ms. Davis, to the 5th grade students, and we're practicing speaking really loud, so really loud, okay? Loudspeakers. Okay, so Ms. Davis will flip the slides. And whoever's up wants to come up right up here, friends.
You can come over. Yep. Even closer to you if you like.
Hi, I'm Carly, and I'm from this latest 5th grade class of Alden Elementary School. We researched organ donation, and we'd like to show you what we found. Here are some reasons why you should donate. One donor can save up to 8 lives. Last year, more than 40,000 transplants were made possible, and thousands of people died waiting for an organ that never came. About every 10 minutes, somebody new is added to the waiting list. About 79 people receive an organ transplant each day, and about 18 people die each day waiting for an organ that never comes. Sign up to be a donor today because you can make it happen. Hi, I'm Leslie. And I'm Owen. And we researched some groups that you can help. Leslie's Partnership for Life was launched in 2011, and they met with successful donors, and now they go out spreading the word and encouraging people to donate. Campaigning was putting up posters and flyers talking about organ donation, and even having a donation's license plate was a great way to campaign. Hospital organ donation is trying to promote more donors and encourage Campus Challenge. Campus Challenge is where people from local college campus team up with organ and tissue donor organizations and talk about it. Try to spread the word, and they even let them have the chance to sign up to be donors.
Hi, I'm Emma, and these are the 4 steps you need to becoming a donor. The first step you need to do is to, if you want to become a donor, put the decision on your license. This will show that you are a donor or that you want to be a donor. Second step you want to do is you want to tell your family and friends, because this can really inspire them. You can donate more and more, because one donor can save almost 8 lives.
For staying healthy, just in case you want to donate or you do not want to lose any organs, you want to eat plenty of healthy foods just to keep your organs in shape and stay fit. And then you want to stay away from stress and anxiety, which it can make your organs malfunction and not work properly. You don't want to smoke or use tobacco because this can fill your lungs and all other organs with tar, almost tar, that can just wipe it out. And then you can get plenty of sleep at night. This sleep will again lead away from stress and anxiety. You can be any age to donate, so sign up now.
I'm Melanie. Sarah. Here's some things you might want to know before you donate. It may take a couple of years to donate after you sign up, and start to fill out your national donor registry. Most donors who died from accidents, brain cancer, or stroke. April is organ donation month, so right now is the perfect time to donate.
Transplantation is when you surgically remove an organ and put it into the muscle. You must get a referral from your doctor before you do any transplantation. The transplantation team, also called the OPO, is a team of people who work with your doctor to see if you need an organ. The OPTN National Waiting List is a list of people who need organs. A transplant center is the only place in the USA that you can get a transplantation. There are only 245 in the U.S. That's very few in the U.S. We need more so everyone can get a transplant.
Hi, I'm Marie, and I want to share with you some facts I learned about organ donation. There is enough people on the waiting list to fill a football stadium twice over, which is approximately 122,000 people. It doesn't matter what your medical history is, you can still donate. There is no cost in order to donate. Every 10 minutes, somebody new is added to the waiting list. Sign up today so you can give somebody a second chance in life. This is a graph that shows that we need more donors. The red color represents the number of people who have had transplants. The green color represents the number of people who have donors. And the gray color is the number of people who are on the waiting list. Since there are more people waiting for an organ than we have donors, we are going to need a lot more donors to give everyone an organ transplant.
My name is Madison, and I'm Ashley. We've researched some statistics on how many organs are needed in the U.S. We added all these numbers together, and we got 122,182 people. And then the one that stood out to me is kidney, that 1,000 people, 59 need kidney. And kidney and pancreas, 2,033 people need kidney and pancreas. One that stood out to me was there is 1,658 people who are in need of lungs.
Hi, my name is Katie, and while researching about organ donation, I came upon a couple people, and one that stood out to me was Chris Downey. And at the age of 35, Chris Downey was in need of a kidney, and he was put onto the waiting list and the dialysis for 2 years. The dialysis is a machine that they put you on weekly, and what it does is it takes out your blood, they clean it, and they put it back in. And after the 2 years on the waiting list, he got the kidney he needed. I also came upon Carly Valadez. Carly Valadez was born with a bad heart and was also put onto the waiting list for 2 years. After the 2 years on the waiting list, she is in any sport she can talk her way to. And lastly, I found Steve Furcow. Steve Furcow at first needed 2 lungs, and after he got his transplant for the 2 lungs, a while later he found out that he needed 1 kidney. And he had a very rough wait for both the 2 lungs and the kidney, and he received his second chance of life 2 times. And now he's in a group who helps other people along the way. Our class got to interview a liver recipient whose name was Dr. Crosby, and he called his miracle the gift of life.
Dr. Crosby needed a liver and was diagnosed with hepatitis C.
He was on the waiting list for 4 years, 2 of the years in the dialysis.
Dr. Crosby had 3 false marks, which means the doctors called him 3 times saying they had the liver, but those 3 times the liver didn't match. He finally got a 4th call saying that they found a liver that matched.
Dr. Crosby had his gift of life from a 16-year-old boy. A 16-year-old boy was getting his license, and the lady at the counter asked him, "Would you like to be a donor?" And the boy asked his father, and the father said yes. So he said yes. And within that year, he was 4-wheeling with one of his friends, and he looked back to see if his friend was caught up, and he lost control of the 4-wheeler and passed away, and he wasn't wearing any protection.
Since he had his transplant, Dr. Crosby needs to eat a healthy diet so his organs stay healthy. You also need to take a lot of rejection medicine so you can stay healthy.
Hello, my name is Austin.
My name is Sophia.
And we researched statistics, and one that stood out to me that 1,760 pediatric patients need organs, and that stands out to me because pediatric patients are kids. One that really stood out to me was that there was 28,051 organ transplants performed in the year 2012. That's still a lot of people, but there's still a lot of people who need organ transplants.
What that stood out to me the most was that there was 46,000 Koreans that were transplanted in 2012. It stood out to me because even though our presentation is on organs, you can still donate tissue, bones, and cornea. Please help. There are so many people out there that need a second chance.
This is what you need to sign. This is what you need to sign up and become a donor.
You need your Illinois driver's license or Illinois ID card number.
Your name appears on your Illinois driver's license.
You also need your email address.
You can sign up at the DMV or online, and it only takes a couple minutes.
I'm Emma, and we were very lucky to get our presentation recognized in Northwest Herald. We were talking about how we did good in our presentation and that they were very moved by it. We even got a thumbs up section, which means that we did a good job and that people were moved by it. And lastly, we got a letter from Senator Pamela J. Alcock. She was talking about how she enjoyed our presentation and was very inspired by it, which later led us to meet Secretary Jesse White. This is us. This is a picture of us after we did our presentation. We got all of our information and resources at organdonor.gov.
Our presentation lasted 10 minutes. Within that 10 minutes, somebody new was added to the waiting list. What does 10 minutes mean to you?
I have a question. I think I read that there were 28,000 transplants last year, and there were something like 14,000 donors. That 14,000, does that represent the number of new donors in the year who signed their driver's license and registered?
No.
What does that represent?
Can you go to that slide, Ms. Latus? Was it the chart?
Yeah, it was there. I think that one.
Yeah, that is the one.
28,000 organ transplants in 2012 and then 14,000 organ donors. I wondered if that represented new people new donors on the list.
Answer the question. Your presentation.
Yes, they donated that in that year 2000. They donated in that year.
Those were people who actually donated an organ.
Yeah, that's added on to the list of people who have donated.
Is there information on how many people every year become new organ donors on paper?
On the chart.
Riley's chart. The graph.
Yeah,
So that, what is it, the red line there that represents?
the green.
The green line. The green line.
Show them what the lines mean again.
The red is the number of people who have had transplants.
Which is what in 2009?
28,463 people. And then the gray is people who are on the waiting list, which is 105,567. And then the green is the number of people who are donors, which is 14,630 people.
Does that mean then the donors were donating more than one organ to get to 28,000?
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah.
There's less donors than donations. The donor probably donated more than one.
When you were studying and getting ready for this, did you guys learn a lot about organ donation that you didn't know before?
Yes.
Was it a fun project to do?
Yeah, fun.
You guys did great, you really did.
I don't have a question, I just want to say to all of you, again, as I said, I lost my wife and others did too. We have the finest hospitals, we have the finest surgeons, we have insurance, we have money, but when it comes down to a donor, it's people like you who save the life. So keep doing what you're doing, we need it, and you're doing wonderful, I really appreciate it, you guys.
Any other questions? Did you guys know or realize what or like even know about organ transplant at the time, or was this all new to you?
Yeah, I really didn't study.
I knew someone was donating, but like I wasn't really that focused on it.
So not enough background knowledge.
Yeah.
Right?
I knew someone was donating. I knew it was available, but didn't understand it.
Did any of you personally know someone who was waiting for an organ?
I do. My grandpa was waiting for a kidney and grandpa.
My neighbor, Miss Arlene, she's waiting for a kidney right now, and she's on a dialysis too.
And you too?
Yeah, from my church.
Out of all of the 3 people waiting, so that you can see yourself how important it is what you're doing to help them and everyone else. So
Rich, do you have those little Donate Life stickers?
Okay, with me.
So we had a whole basket that we've been asked to present at different churches. We've presented, the students have presented at a local church. A few of them. And so we're kind of out. So we have connections though. Because people are willing to help us, and you guys have some too. Good. We have stickers, and they presented to the driver's ed class at the high school level. Several churches, other organizations, and the goal is to save lives here. And so I commend these students for doing this.
After this presentation, they'll come to me Monday and say, "What's next? Where can we go next?" That's always the question.
Yeah. So just so you know, we are, with the help of Donna. We received a letter from Pamela Altoff, and that was in the presentation, like Emma said, that she was pleased with the work that the students have done, and wouldn't it be nice to speak to Jessie White? So that led Veterans Day, as you saw, the speech, the presentation to Jessie White, and from there, Pamela Altoff said, well, let's try Springfield. So we're hoping that before school is out, at the end of May, that we're headed to Springfield. Now, we're in communication with the Secretary of State's office and their calendar and their scheduler, and, who knows? We really don't know. It's a waiting game, and
keep our fingers crossed.
They've never had 5th graders or students present at the Capitol building, but wouldn't that be cool? Yeah, it'd be really cool, yeah.
So while we're waiting to do this, we continue to look up the latest statistics, update our presentation as much as possible, so if that opportunity comes up, we're ready and prepared to go.
So I just want to say thank you to the parents who brought these 5th graders here today to share their knowledge with you. And, they knew their audience was people recipients and people on a waiting list. We have been in front of other people that are not organ donors, and our goal is to save lives and to get people to sign up to become organ donors. So,
Do other local schools?
Something, maybe just something I'll throw in real quick, because the kids may hear it once in a while, because we hear people say, well, only the rich or the famous get the organ. I'll tell you, in my case, my wife, without
receiving the organ. The insurance company paid out over $2 million. So money, not just the rich and famous, and as you see here, anybody who needs it, if that organ is available, will get it. They don't have to be rich and famous.
I am rich and famous, so.
They all will be one day too, right? Yes.
A lot of local schools know about this presentation, so they can let their students wear the portion.
I can't say that we've shared the presentation with other schools.
Besides our middle school and high school.
Right. It's just been community organizations, churches, and other groups. And I don't know if other schools do service learning projects like Alden Hebron does.
Not so much the project, but just the awareness.
The awareness, yeah.
Good to know.
Yes. Rich and I both received livers from live donors. That means patients that donated a portion of their organ. That might be something you would like to know more about. And some of the hospitals are doing that. You seem like you have an answer, right?
We did have that slide, but
Do you want me to just go to it? You want to refer to it?
Yeah, we do have that slide. We do have that information. The person that was doing the slide wasn't here.
Oh.
So Emma, do you want to talk about
Take
it?
it away, Emma.
We kind of skipped over it. Go ahead, Emma.
Emma, step to the side so you can Go ahead, Emma.
So this is what we know.
So these are living donors that organs and tissues are donated or transplanted while the donor is still alive. And then the kidney is the most popular one. And the first transplant that was made was the kidney, and it was in 1954. So it's the first transplant from a living donor in 1954 in the USA, and it was a kidney. So you can donate when you're still alive.
Yeah, someone.
Some organs, yeah.
And, you know, with a liver, when a donor gives part of their liver, it grows back in 2 months.
She took the words right out of your mouth. She's good.
She knows more than you do.
I have to say too, this is my third time that I've been able to see this presentation, and you kids, the information, you have more information, you do such a wonderful job. You know more than I think I know myself, and I'm a recipient. So I cannot commend you more for what you are doing.
Yeah, absolutely. About the awareness, I know that every disease is not the same, and people get it for different reasons. But mine with the liver, I was diagnosed just 2 years ago, but I'd say from my 20s through my 60s here, I never gave it a thought, especially in my 20s and 30s. And I played hard in life, and I enjoyed it. But I never thought about what I was doing to myself or what I would be doing to my family. So my advice to you people is take it easy, play smart, please stay away from drugs. When you go out drinking, drink moderately, don't, if at all. And because I didn't know that I had done this to myself, it was a secret disease that I had. And it took me for a loop. It scared the hell out of me. It still scares the heck out of me. And I can't thank you enough for bringing all this to my attention because it's a lot that I didn't know. But as far as awareness goes, just be aware of what you do today and catch us up with you eventually.
We learned that in our dare class too about if you do stuff underage, how it'll affect you later in life.
Exactly.
So might not affect you now, but later in life it's gonna.
Exactly.
What did we just graduate from, Riley?
Yeah.
Sweet. That's great. Yes.
I have a question. How many of the children giving the presentation are signed up as organ donors? You are. I know you are.
Melanie, why don't you tell us a little bit about that? Stand up here. Because I just heard someone say you can do that. So
it's like a little, even though you don't have a driver's license, it's like your ID card and
State ID. How do you sign up if you aren't 18? What?
It's through your ID card, and you go to the DMV when they get it renewed. You can say I'll be a donor. They'll probably ask you.
Who gives you permission? Yeah.
How many different presentations have you made, you know?
We done the City Hall, the driver's ed class. That was our first.
Two churches.
School board meeting.
School board meeting. So 7 or 8.
Plus all the times we practice.
And practice. So if you have a group that you belong to and you'd like our students to present to your group, I think they would love that.
Well, we got you coming to our fundraiser.
Yes, September. Yes.
Place golf.
All right, awesome. And they really enjoy hearing your stories as well. You know, some of you who are recipients, and I know you do, don't you? I mean, I know I do, so.
Well, you know, we can sit and tell that Donna usually has 350 to 400 people at her.
Yeah,
that's good.
Oh,
that's
very You're all excited.
Yes.
I think I've got a story that would interest you boys and girls. My donor, when it became obvious that I needed to find a live donor, where do you begin? Well, my daughter, who was in her 30s, on her Facebook page, she put the story of the disease that I had and told about it and explained my blood type, and then it was a friend of hers that she went to school with in elementary school and high school that read this on her Facebook page. They hadn't seen each other in a long time, and she called my daughter up and said that she was the same blood type and was interested in being tested to see if she could be a donor for me. And she was a perfect match. And 1 in 5, only 1 out of every 5 that they test becomes a live donor for a liver. So it was one of my daughter's girlfriends that saved my life.
How many failed?
Oh, I had, I had two tested and 2 that couldn't be tested because one had a child custody issue that was unsettled, so they take people that have major life issues out until such time as that's all resolved. So I had 4 people that responded and 3 that were tested, and Kathy, my donor, was a perfect match, and the rest is history.
You guys are great.
So thank you.
Sure.
The presentation was absolutely outstanding. I hand it to you for how much work you put into that. I know how much work you did. I also would like to congratulate your teachers. There's so many important things to learn that aren't in books, and I think what you're doing is just amazing, giving these kids these life lessons that they're going to take with them forever. You'll never forget that you did this year. And you know what? You guys are our most important citizens because you're our future. You guys are going to be the decision makers. You guys are going to be the teachers, the doctors, the nurses, whoever. Whatever you choose to do, this experience that you just had will always influence who you are and how hard you're willing to work. It was absolutely wonderful, and I just want to congratulate you and your teachers for just an amazing job. So. I've had the opportunity for many years now, thanks to Donna, to have a chance to recognize Organ Donor Month Donna and Buzz came to me long ago after Donna's transplant to make our city council aware of the importance of organ donation. There's nothing, I don't think, better than what you kids just did in showing people the importance of registering. I believe with all my heart as a teacher, kids' voices are way louder than adults' voices when making a point. I think that people listen to what children have to say, and so congratulations on that. In years past, Donna and Buzz have come to City Council, and sometimes I come to your meeting. I feel like I've gotten to know so many of you who participate in this group, and it's always such an honor to be with you and recognize what you're doing for our communities to make sure that we understand what our job is, what our role is in helping other people to live strong and long and healthy lives. So I have a proclamation that I'd like to read and present to Donna on behalf of your whole group. Whereas the Transplant Support Group of Northern Illinois is committed to promoting organ donation awareness in the McHenry community, and whereas organ tissue donors save lives, restore sight, and improve the quality of life for recipients in our community and the nation each day, and whereas most people are eligible to become a donor and can easily register through the Illinois Secretary of State www.lifegoeson.com program, and whereas by a willingness to donate organs, tissue, and bone marrow, citizens of our community can help others in need to live longer and healthier lives. And whereas the City of McHenry wishes to increase awareness of the need and value of organ, tissue, and marrow donations in our community. Now therefore, I, Susan Elau, Mayor of the City of McHenry, wish to acknowledge the Transplant Support Group of Northern Illinois and honor all donors and their families for choosing to give the gift of life. So thank you very much, and especially thank you to you kids for carrying that message and making sure that we as adults hear that message. I'm so proud of you for what you're doing, and your presentation was outstanding.
Can I just say, I just want to say, I can't thank Mayor Sue Lau so much. She's right. When after my transplant, we came to you. And I know you were supportive of her, but she has been hands-on with the organ donation, not just for the whole city of McHenry. She just doesn't sit behind her desk. She supports St. Father's Day. Yes, with McHenry. It's way up on top. But I can't thank you enough for being here, and I do feel that you are a part of our group.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and I feel like I am too. So thank you very much. You're amazing.
Just getting to know the children, and that means so much to me. And especially for a Saturday, to get up when you could sleep in. And you all look wonderful. You look like you're in your Easter best. So help yourself.
Donuts.
Just a good